Note: this is a real-life story of a woman who faced numerous struggles as a single mother, battling challenges from both society and her own family. I create animated stories from real-life stories. Let's dive into her inspiring journey. Anchana had a childhood filled with happiness, growing up in a loving home with her two sisters, Anju and Ani, and two brothers. But everything changed when, at 19, her family arranged her marriage. Trusting her family's decision, Anchana tearfully left her carefree days behind. She boarded a train, filled with hope and uncertainty, unaware that this journey would change her life forever. Her husband, however, turned out to be nothing like she had imagined. He was irresponsible, always doubting her, following her around, and constantly lying about his job. His abusive behavior became unbearable, and even after the birth of their daughter, he showed no interest in being a father. That train ride had marked the beginning of a life filled with hardships, betrayals, and struggles for Anchana. As time passed, she realized that not only was she trapped in a toxic marriage, but she also had to contend with the added pressure from her family. Instead of supporting her, they often turned against her, leaving her to navigate the challenges of motherhood alone. Her ex-husband continued to contact her and their daughter, but with no sense of responsibility, deepening Anchana's pain. Many men also tried to take advantage of her situation as a single mother, adding to her struggles. Through it all, Anchana's resilience shone brightly. She took the courageous step to leave her husband and start anew, determined to provide a better life for her daughter. Determined to create a better life for her daughter, Anchana went back to college, studying day and night for her MSc. She often cried through her exams, but her hard work paid off when she passed with high marks. Her parents, seeing her strength, eventually helped care for her daughter, allowing Anchana to focus on her career. She worked tirelessly in the city, earning respect for her dedication. Yet, even as she succeeded, her sisters harbored jealousy, especially Anju, who constantly spread lies about Anchana's character and undermined her at every turn. However, after her daughter's marriage also failed, Anchana found herself turning to her ex-husband, hoping he would offer some moral support for the sake of their daughter. But, just as before, he proved to be absent and indifferent. Even after 20 years, he remained the same irresponsible person, providing neither emotional nor practical help. From the start of her daughter's marriage, Anchana faced mistreatment from her in-laws, her son-in-law, as they were greedy for money, which ultimately led to her daughter's marriage failing. And Anju supported them as usual. They demanded dowry, money, gold, clothes, and expected lavish gifts, showing no respect for Anchana's efforts as a single mother. No matter what she did to keep them happy, they were never satisfied and always found reasons to complain. Their greed was apparent, but the most painful moment came just 3 days after her granddaughter was born. Instead of celebrating the arrival of the baby, her in-laws came to Anchana's home and began making demands for the upcoming cradle ceremony. They insisted that she book hotel rooms for their entire family, demanding an extravagant event. Anchana's daughter, still recovering from the birth and is struggling financially, explained that she couldn't afford to meet their demands at that moment. She told them, "This is not a wedding, and I don't have the money to book rooms." However, they refused to listen, escalating the situation with harsh words and cruel accusations. They argued, criticizing everything from the simple arrangements to petty things, showing their true greed. Their behavior turned even uglier when they made a hurtful remark, saying that Anchana deserved to be a single mother and that her divorce was justified. This cruel comment stung deeply, especially because her two sisters, Anju and Ani, stood by and said nothing. They watched the entire scene unfold but didn't step in to support their sister. It was as if they enjoyed the drama, feeding off Anchana's pain. The in-laws left the house, shouting and spreading lies afterward, telling everyone that it was Anchana and her daughter who had thrown them out, when in fact, they had left in anger after their demands were not met. This was yet another betrayal that left Anchana feeling isolated and alone. Her sisters, instead of defending her, sided with the in-laws, further deepening her sense of abandonment. Facing the world as a single mother, Anchana encountered countless challenges, including financial struggles and societal judgment. Despite none of her brothers or sisters supporting her, not even morally, they heartlessly suggested leaving her daughter with the cruel in-laws, saying they didn't care even if she died. Anju became a source of pain for Anchana, always wanting her life and her daughter's life to get worse. She sided with Anchana's in-laws and tried to bring her down every chance she got. Her son-in-law was truly heartless. He didn't even care for his own newborn daughter, never valued his wife, or considered her feelings. While he enjoyed life with his family, he completely ignored his wife and child, leaving them to fend for themselves. Her son-in-law, a heartless man, cruelly said to Anchana that she didn't deserve respect, as respect had to be earned. He only supported his parents, acting as if they were his only family, despite all that Anchana had done for him. He enjoyed with his family, forgetting that his wife and daughter were also his family. Anchana couldn't bear to witness her daughter's postpartum struggles, knowing how neglected and unsupported she was by her own husband. Anchana moved out, knowing that karma would eventually catch up with those who had mistreated 3 generations of her family. She found a peaceful place where there was no toxic atmosphere, seeking solace away from the negativity that had consumed them. Even after her daughter's marriage failed, Anchana remained hopeful. Anchana had only one wish: to see her daughter settled and happy with someone who would genuinely understand and cherish both her daughter and granddaughter. She knew that God had a plan for her and her daughter and granddaughter, one that involved removing the toxic people from their lives. This time, she yearned for a fresh start, believing that God would grant her the happiness she had always dreamed of. Anchana's life was a testament to her resilience. Despite the endless challenges and betrayals, she never gave up. Her strength lay in her ability to rebuild from nothing, time and time again, with no support from the family who should have stood by her. She remained hopeful that this time, God would give them justice, even when the world failed to do so, a loving partner, peace, and the chance to create a happy life for her daughter and granddaughter. In the end, Anchana learned a powerful truth: just because someone is your blood doesn't mean they are your family, and she held on to the belief that better things would come her way this time. The 3 generations deserved a better life, and God knew it. With a renewed sense of hope, she embraced the future, knowing that brighter days were ahead. Losing toxic people, toxic family is a win, and God gave them a second chance to rewrite their story again. Subscribe to Kira Mythiverse for more real-life stories of strength and hope. Share your story in the comments for me to create a story for you.